What's going on, guys? It is Archi and I'm here bringing you all first impressions on Titanfall. Now, I was pretty excited when I heard Respawn Entertainment has created the game because I've always been a fan of Call of Duty growing up and until now. I have heard rumors of Jason West and Vince Zampella, which are the former co-owners of Infinity Ward and creators of the Call of Duty franchise. I did hear rumors that they didn't like the way that Call of Duty was turning out to be, so they actually created Titanfall as the. I actually got into the game, which is a first-person shooter based on a sci-fi future story, and I was very surprised because the gameplay is something I've never seen or played before, and it was just excellent. The technology and the guns and the everything in it was just great. Like, there was gadgets and robots and everything. Now, unlike previous first-person shooters, there was a lot of there's a lot of new things like wall running and super jumping, where you could double tap jump and jump further, and a whole bunch of cool gadgets like that where you could even go invisible. Now, I was a little bit iffy because, of course, this sounds really complicated, but after playing it for a little while and doing the huge tutorial, which lasted about 30 to 25 minutes, everything became almost natural, and you can just play the game like any other first-person shooter. What made the game stand out to me was that not only is it just cool because you can have a Titan and everything, but you can actually, whenever you call in your Titan, just the graphics and everything about the game, it just stands out unlike any other. Also, during the end of the matches, a ship will come and it will pick up the enemy team. Now, your objective as the enemy is to hold it down and defend it, not as to speak defend it, but more of attack it and make sure none of the enemies get on aboard. Now, I've never seen anything in a game like this before, so I thought that was pretty cool. And if you actually blow up the ship, then you take down all of the people or enemies that are actually on it. Now, the game itself, I mean, I could play it for a very long time. I'm a little upset that the beta has ended pretty soon, but there's so much to it, and you can just, it's going to take a while to learn everything and like master the art of super jumping and boarding onto enemies or even your friendly's Titans. And you can, the Titan gameplay, the Titan firefights and everything are a bit complicated because you can't actually get stuck and eject, and there's just so much to it. Like the gadgets you can have on your Titan, or sometimes they call it the secondary, and your shield and your primary weapon. One thing I didn't notice in the beginning of the game, when I started off with the assassin, as you can see, I got very excited because I was getting a whole bunch of kills. Now, I didn't know that there was actually minions on the enemy teams to input more action into the game. Now, I thought this was really unique and actually a great idea because it just adds to the gameplay without being a little bit too hard or a little bit too easy. Because in this video you'll see my assassin gameplay, which is the auto-locking pistol, which I think is actually just a great idea because now with the minions it takes less than a second to lock onto them, and you can just shoot and hit more than one person, of course, but on the real people it takes like a good 3 seconds to lock on and shoot them. So it's a little bit complicated if you run into a real person, or a pilot is what they call it. Now in Titans, I thought it was great how you could actually board on top and shoot up their processor core, but it gets a little bit complicated whenever the ejecting buttons make me a little bit confused because sometimes it won't let me eject, and sometimes it'll just push me out. And now the animations for going inside of the Titan I speak about, I think those are just amazing. How sometimes your Titan will actually grab you with his hand and pull you into your seat, and I think that just looks really cool. And you have a shield around you, so if you're in a firefight you can just run into your shield. Now, like I said before, it gets a little bit complicated if you push too hard in your Titan, and you can actually get stuck inside of tight alleys because you cannot move through your friendly or enemy Titans, and you won't be able to move. The jumping, I was a little confused about because of course it'd be a little bit overpowered if you could jump and wall run with your Titan, but I finally figured out that it was dashing, which you would learn in the tutorial, and you'll soon get to master it after a while. Now, the guns, there's a fair bit amount of guns that you can try with. If you master the art of wall running and super jumping, a shotgun would be really good for you. I would always die as the assassin with it by a shotgun, where they would just come up behind me, and it's just really hard to, honestly, it's really hard to move away from a shotgun because they are very quick and they're very lethal at close range, mostly a one hit. And there's the SMG, which is an MP5 looking gun, which has a very nice iron sight with a red dot on it, basically. And of course, the attachments you unlock by getting kills in the game. While getting onto the topic more about Titans, sometimes I would actually see people calling a Titan very early in the game and I'd get really confused. Well, it seems to me the more kills you get or more achievements, for example, a first blood or headshots on pilots, your timer actually goes down quicker and you will gain Titans a lot quicker. And of course, the quicker you have a Titan, the more lethal you'll be, because it does take a while to take down an enemy Titan. Now, along with your sidearm and primary, you also get a anti-Titan weapon. My favorite, personally, is the Sidewinder, because I personally think the rocket launcher, I do forget what it is called, but the Sidewinder actually is a machine gun and it actually fires explosive rounds. So if you do jump on an enemy Titan and start shooting at the processor, it will kill you. You will kill yourself, which I figured out. Now, the RPG locks on and can actually fire, which I'm pretty sure you can lock onto the enemy ships as well near the end of the round. I not only think it is fun to go Titan versus Titan, but I also think it's a fun challenge to go pilot versus Titan, because with these two weapons that you can get, your anti-Titan weapons, of course is a challenge. Whenever you do lock on to the enemy Titan with a rocket launcher, it does tell them you're locking on and give up your position. That is another downside of the rocket launcher. Even though you may think it would do a lot more damage than the Sidewinder, when I do try the rocket launcher, it does not take down that much damage to me, on my opinion. I think the Sidewinder is a lot more efficient and powerful gun to take down a Titan. Now, of course, a lot of people may think this is just another first-person shooter, but I think it's very unique because of the different equipment you can use. It's not just about going in and shooting people, it's more about the strategy. Now, with your Q, you can go invisible or have super speed, and there's another one I may be missing, but those are the two that stood out to me. Now, if you use those, of course they have a timer, and along with the timer they have, you need to use it at the correct time. Basically meaning the strategic part or play is when to use it and when not to use it. Of course, there are other strategic points that you have to get to by mastering the art of super jumping and wall jumping. Now, I call it super jumping because you can actually double tap space and jump higher, as I previously mentioned, but that's what I mean by super jumping. Now, jumping up higher, you can get on highest points and actually use a sniper called the DMR, and which of course would be a great weapon to use at a higher point, but you will be easily taken out or shot behind if you're not careful. Now, there's downsides and upsides to everything, just like any other game, but overall the gameplay, pilot or Titan, is just phenomenal, and I really do like this game, and I do look forward to buying it. Now, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this gameplay. Please leave a like and a comment and maybe some feedback for my first video. Thank you. This is Archi, and I'm out.
Completely outclassing the militia. Keep up the good work.
Titan is ready to drop. Command authenticated. Stand by for TitanFall.
Transferring control to pilot. Warning. Hostile TitanFall incoming. Damage core is offline and recharging. Warning, heavy damage incoming. Warning, severe reactor damage sustained.
Be advised, your replacement Titan will be ready in 2 minutes. Be advised, your replacement Titan will be ready in 60 seconds.
Tactics to all units. It's been a close battle. We've got a slight lead on the enemy. Keep it together and we'll win this one.
Be advised, your replacement Titan will be ready in 15 seconds. Acknowledged. Stand by for TitanFall.
We're in the lead, pilots. Keep it up.
AI offline. Pilot
All
will
units, be
engage.
advised. We are mission complete. Nice work.
Be advised, the militia forces have been defeated, but enemy survivors in your area. Do not allow them